Yo, what up? It's time for Unit 4 Text Talk, week 1, day 5 today. And this is the day we're going to finish with our reading we started yesterday of Text Talk of From Seed to Plant by Gail Gibbons. Hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're able to do some diagramming of flowers and the seed cycle. And we're going to continue that work today. And we're going to finish the book we left off. We start where we left off. So before we begin, as always, make sure you have with you a notebook and a pencil. And when you see the spinning pencil, don't forget to stop and write some stuff. Here's what you need to know, right? Organisms in an ecosystem are interdependent. We've talked about that, right? They depend on one another. Living things have life cycles with distinct phases, right, from beginning to end. And parts of organisms have very specific functions each, right? Questions for the week. Why are seeds important, and why is it important to understand life cycles at all? How is that helpful to humans for us to understand the life cycles of different things? All right, here's your vocabulary. You've been working with that. No need to waste a lot of time. Similar to yesterday, please repeat. I can explain and describe the text's big ideas, the life cycle of a plant, the seeds and plants' dependence on other living things, and how this is all important for people and other animals. We're going to see again root, the part of the plant that grows underground and collects water and nutrients. Hook, something that catches on to something else. Contain, which is a verb meaning to hold or have capacity for. And scatter, to disperse or spread all over. Scatter. Another verb. All right. We'll finish reading From Seed to Plant. Then we will look closely at a few pages to see how the illustrations and the text work together to clarify new learning and vocabulary about seeds and plants. From Seed to Plant by Gail Gibbons. We're going to start with this page here, and as you can see the picture, this looks like a bean. And you know what a bean is? A bean is actually a seed with a seed coat, and the inside is some food. We have here what's called the cotyledon, which is the beginning of a new plant. And we're going to start reading on this page. We'll look closely at a few pages to see how the illustrations and text work together to clarify new learning and vocabulary about seeds and plants. Here we go. So let's see if I can open this here and get into this. There's only a few pages left, so I'm not going to open the big one. Bees, nope. Animal pollinators, nope. Here it is, From Seed to Plant.
Hey, I spun his head around.
Try to open that. Here we go. From Seed to Plant by Gail Gibbons. Gonna fast forward. Not that. Sorry. Thank you for your patience. Here we go. Gonna skip way down. We read this, remember? Traveling seeds through the air, traveling by animals, hooked onto your pants, hooked onto your dog. Well, this is where we left off. That a flower bed or vegetable garden is beautiful. Seeds are planted to grow in the garden. Seeds come in small envelopes or boxes. Directions explain how to plant the seeds and care for the plants once they are grown. This is a seed. This is a close-up of a seed. The beginning of a plant is curled up inside each seed. Food is stored inside the seed too. The seed has a seed coat on the outside to protect it. This is a bean, and you can see this is the seed coat. See the black spots on the white bean? You may have seen that if you ever soak your beans before you cook your beans at home. It's kind of what they look like, a big bag of these. They're hard. The seed coat is hard. Why? For protection. Then a seed will not sprout until certain things happen. First, it must be on or in the soil. Then it needs rain to soak the seed and soften its seed coat. So when I started the peppers in my window, I took the seeds from the peppers I dried and I let them sit under paper towels, wet paper towels in a dark place so that the wetness would break down that seed coat, and then that's when the sprouts start to come. And then after that is when I put them in the dirt. So that's a human helping the seed grow. Would it grow on its own in the soil? Probably, but I'm helping it along and making sure it grows a little faster, giving it a better chance to survive, because as a human, I want to eat those peppers. So that's called germination, that process. When the sun shines and warms the ground, the seed coat breaks open and the seed begins to grow. This is called germination. A root grows down into the soil. The root takes in water and minerals from the soil for food. And look, see how this looks just like the beginning of the seed from the close-up picture? The beginning of a plant. It looks a lot like this. Up grows a shoot. Green leaves grow up from the shoot toward the sun. And here they grow. Leaves, shoot. The plant grows bigger and bigger. The leaves make food for the plant from the water and minerals in the soil, the sunlight, and the air all around the plant. So it needs all of those things. It needs water, it needs soil, it needs sun, and it needs oxygen, air. Carbon dioxide and oxygen. Finally, the plant is fully grown. Buds on the plant open into flowers where new seeds will grow. So here's a bud. Bud opens into a flower. Remember, we learned the flower gets pollinated. That pollen goes down into the ovules. The petals start to go away. A fruit grows, and inside the fruit is what? More seeds. Sounds like a cycle to me. Many of the foods people eat are seeds, fruits, and pods. They are full of nutrition, vitamins, and minerals, and and here it is. They are tasty too. I don't know why they didn't include that in my little document. What I will do is reload this, and so you can reread it. I'll take pictures of the whole book and put it up for you guys to read at home, okay? And I'll reread it all the way through once too. So here we are. So let's read to understand, how does a plant grow? How do we learn this information? So we're going to look a little more closely at this. So the beginning of a plant is curled up inside each seed. Food is stored inside the seed too. The seed has a seed coat on the outside to protect it. What the heck does this mean? A little plant is curled up in there? What? I better use the pictures. So here's a picture I have. Here's the food. This looks like the beginning of a plant, doesn't it? These look like leaves. A seed will not sprout until certain things happen. First, it must be on or in the soil. Then it needs rain to soak the seed and soften its seed coat. When the sun shines and warms the ground, the seed coat breaks open and the seed begins to grow. This is called germination. A root grows down into the soil. The root takes in water and minerals from the soil for food. Up grows a shoot. Green leaves grow up from the shoot toward the sun. The plant grows bigger and bigger. The leaves make food for the plant from the water and minerals in the soil, the sunlight, and the air all around the plant. Oops. Supposed to stop here. What do you think this is germination? What part of the plant life cycle do you think this might be? Is this like a baby? Is the plant born here? What's a shoot? What is this? What's this shoot? Why is it important to the life cycle? How is this important to the life cycle? Finally, the plant is full grown. Buds on the plant open into flowers where the seeds will grow. Right? And here's a better look at those. Here's the bud, here's the flowers, and then in there is where all the pollination happens. This, it looks like a pea plant, so these will turn into pea pods with the seeds inside. Is my guess. Or beans. Actually, it's bean. We know that it's bean. All right. Now it's time for artistic science response. Here comes the rain, gonna fall on the dirt, and the sun and the flowers will come. Your job is to sketch and describe the life cycle of a plant from seed to plant. Use your notebook or other paper. Be creative. Don't forget your labels. Be creative. You could do it in a notebook, or you could make sculptures if you want. I don't care. But send me pictures. I'd love to load up all kind of pictures. Here's what I did. How did I do? This is my plant life cycle. 1, beginning of a new plant. This is my bean. 2, germination. Here you can see the roots growing from underneath. This is the top of the soil. 3, the shoot is poking out. 4, here comes the shoot with the leaves. 5, here's the bud, and there's the flowers growing on the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how I labeled it? See how I put labels on it? It's like an exciting comic strip. Today we looked very closely at some pages of text. We talked about how text and illustrations can help us with new words and concepts. Finally, we tried to put together what we are learning about seeds and plants to think about important concepts like life cycles and interdependence. Interdependence. And I lost my face. I don't know where my face went. But hopefully you guys heard all this. I wonder if it's done.